So again, this is another episode of Something to Think About. And while we're doing this, we're going to give you so much to think about that you're going to be sitting there like the thinker. I don't want you turning to stone or anything, okay?
All right.
But I do want you to think about some things. And what we're trying to do is to get people to kind of interact with each other a little better. Mm-hmm. And I'm Janice Euell.
And I'm Toni Coldwell.
And we're going to be here at every episode just trying to get you to empower yourself, for you to take control, for you to be the person you want to be. Now, I could have split this up so that we'd have a whole episode talking about women and all their idiosyncrasies. And then we could have had one talking about men and all their idiosyncrasies. Mm-hmm. And then on the one that we're talking about, the guys, somebody was undoubtedly going to come and say, now you're male bashing. No. Well, okay, fine. Just put some gravy on it. And then we'll have a bash, right?
Yeah, we have.
So this way, we're going to do it equally.
Okay.
It's going to be equal bashing on both sides because in order for this whole gender thing to work, each one of us have to take on some responsibility for it working. You want your relationship to work? Stop irritating everybody. You want to make everything work out in your household? Stop walking around in your boxers. They're not pretty. And just so you're not confused, no briefs either.
Okay.
And what am I trying to say? No, I'm not trying to say we want you walking around in the nude.
Okay.
No, that's not an option. While I'm cooking, you need to roll out. But anyway, the way this is going to be equal is I'm going to describe something you need to do. And actually, there are 4 things that I recommend. Number 1, when you meet somebody, what's the first thing you do when you meet somebody? And in this case, we mean you meeting somebody because then it's always different when they want to meet you. Mm-hmm. So when you two have met eyes, and everything is so romantic. And I really want to talk to her or to him. Mm-hmm. What's the first thing you do?
You're going to look them up and down?
No, you just go right to just making people feel uncomfortable.
No, but I mean, you do, because appearance is the first thing you know about a person.
Why did you wear those shoes?
No, I
and then your T-shirts all wrinkled up.
No, but you do look at a person up and down. You're looking at their appearance. I mean, I do. I know they do the same thing.
So that whole thing, love at first sight, how does that fall on?
No, I say lust at first sight.
Ooh.
And I had that quite a few times.
Whoa. And the guy says, well, you don't think that the first thing I looked at you for was because I wanted to go to bed with you. Well, what was the first thing you wanted to do? Dance? No. So when you meet somebody, you want to know something about them. Mm-hmm. This is what I call, number 1, the interview stage.
Yes.
That doesn't mean I don't want you to ask me to go to dinner. I'm not coming over to your house. I will meet you in the park if there's a lot of other people out there. Mm-hmm. But this is a period where you get to know each other. Right. So the man gets to know if he wants to take you out to dinner.
Exactly.
He may not. Mm-hmm. And you get to find out if that's somebody you want to spend time with. Mm-hmm. So I tell people that you don't want to start looking at a person that you see like a man seeing a woman jogging through the park. She may think she's looking all cool in her little shorts and stuff, and ponytail flapping or whatever she got. And he's looking at her like a naked chicken. It's like, I just need to go ahead and get the drumsticks off of that. Right. So that may be what he has in mind.
Right.
That's why you think it's okay for me to jog around. And he thinks it's okay for me to grab you and throw you in the bushes because I got a salad in here. That's what you look like to him. Mm-hmm. Okay? So you see a guy and all you see yourself doing is marching down the aisle. I could pick my wedding dress out already.
Yeah, a lot of them think that nowadays.
And he's not interested in marrying you. He's interested in maybe a couple of things.
Yeah.
And maybe they come in different sizes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do?
I do.
You didn't smile, so I guess you
No, I do. I know what you mean.
But anyhow, that interview is important.
It is. I truly believe
and
that.
I would do that interview with the person I want to just be a friend.
Right.
Because maybe I want to be hanging with you because your thing is, you know, going up to the liquor store and I'm driving the getaway car. we're not friends.
No.
That's not what I want to do. Right?
No, at all.
So with another person, why wouldn't you do that interview? I want to know what you like, what you don't like. How crazy are you about going to the theater? Would you rather go swimming in the river or a pond? What is it you want to do?
What are your goals?
And then if I'm sitting there talking to you and I say, Toni, hey, as a friend, are you interested in going bowling?
Right.
And you go, no. I said, well, how about tennis? You want to play tennis? And you go, no. So now I want to know, what are you interested in? And you say this, I don't know.
Right.
Well, I'm blown now. I don't know how to keep that conversation going. Although as much as some say I talk, I probably would think of something.
Right.
But what I'm not going to do is try to be your real friend, because already we have nothing in common.
Yep.
Right?
That's true.
So when somebody, my son actually asked me, what was your attraction to Dad? I said, well, there are some things that are attractive about Dad that I wouldn't want to discuss with you. But on the same token, he was a really sweet person. He didn't like half of what I liked in terms of entertainment. And I had a list of pros and a list of cons for guys that I wanted, right? And the things that were cons for me is for you not to want anything out of life. Did you want a house? Did you want children? Did you want a good savings account? Did you want to travel? Any of that stuff.
Right.
Okay. On the flip side of that is stuff that you want, but don't necessarily need, which is, I like to go to the theater. I like musicals, right?
Right.
I like going to the movie. Well, you don't like those kind of things. So is that a deal breaker for me? No, not if you're a person who works, comes home, and we share financial responsibility.
Right.
We trade, after we pay the bills, we do this or that. That was more important for me. So when it came to me going to the theater, I have friends who can go to the theater with me.
True. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be with a dude, because half the time they're not going to be very interested in it anyway.
Right.
Like going to the movie with Ray. He just want to go to sleep. Either that or he want to talk through the whole thing. I'm like, Ray, will you shut up? Well, you should just go and fall over the log, I said, yeah, but you don't need to tell everybody that.
Some people don't know.
Yeah. Have you been with guys like that?
My daughter accused me of being like that.
Talking through the movie?
But I don't, I'm like, what's going to happen? But
I know why we've never gone to the movie.
I can be quiet.
I
can be quiet.
I know why we didn't go to the movie. Because the minute you start, I'm like, ugh.
Hush.
But anyway, that's what you find out in the interview phase.
Exactly.
That way, the guy can't say to you at the end of the night, well, Toni, I have spent $100 on you. I bought you dinner. I picked you up, opened the door, pulled your chair out, did all that stuff. And now you're going to tell me I can't go home with you? What you going to say? No,
you're not coming home with me. It was just one date.
And is he going to be mad?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. So that's what the purpose of the interview is.
Yeah.
Because you find out what things he likes to do for you. You find out what things you are not going to do for him. And then you reach some sort of conclusion.
Exactly.
So the other key is, after you get to know that person, you use that as a way for you to decide what things you can put up with and what things you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So after you do the interview, then you want to communicate some more. Don't go out on a date right away, because they figure they can feed you and fill you up with alcohol and you'll be ready for the road.
Do anything they want.
And a lot of times, sadly, women, they can do that.
Yep.
You've set a precedent for them to take you to dinner and all that. But if a guy asks you out to dinner, does he also ask you, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
They ask you where you want to go.
Some of them do.
And do you turn around and say, well, do you like an Italian restaurant?
Exactly.
And he'll say no. So now what are you doing?
We're not going to the Italian restaurant.
Gotta renegotiate.
Let's find out what we do and don't like.
That sounds like your GPS, right?
Yeah, it does.
Recalculate.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do. But you got to be amenable and flexible to be able to do all that.
Yeah.
So while you're communicating all those things, again, you go back to what we were talking about in another episode. Set some boundaries.
That's right.
If you think you're a wife beater or a girlfriend beater or whatever, I'm not that person.
No.
You can't do that to me.
Absolutely not.
First time you do it, ends our relationship. There is no negotiation on that part. Because the minute a man hits me, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
But, on the flip side, because we don't always do what's natural and what makes sense, when my husband did something I didn't like, and by the time I got home, I had enough MD 2020s. No, an MG 20. Which one is the beer? Anyway, one of those. I'd had enough of those and partied with enough time. So by the time I got home, I didn't like what he did. So I woke him up and then I just slapped him as hard as I could. You know why I could do that and he would be there the next day? Because he didn't set any boundaries.
And he let you do it.
He didn't say, if you hit me, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
So I assumed that it was okay. And I hit him because I was angry. Embarrassed, all those things. But then I never did it again.
Right.
So you have to set some boundaries and then stick to them.
Yeah.
How reliable are you going to be if you say, I don't like for you to do that to me, and they did it more than once, and you still let them back in? Because
we make excuses for them.
Yeah, and would you elaborate on that?
Oh,
because I think people don't get it.
We make excuses for him from the first hit from her or him or you or him. Well, I was guilty of both.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have boundaries, and I didn't let him have boundaries. And like I said again, time and time, two toxic people do not belong together because A, we didn't interview. B, we didn't communicate. And when we communicate, we was drunk when we was trying to communicate. So two drunks trying to communicate, then trying to communicate to the children. Who lost?
Well, I tell you what, Toni, I really do. Wish you give me another
wake
drink.
Up, didn't even know how it hit each other, hit. And believe me, the hitting only going to go so far till you feel like it's okay.
Yeah, well, see, now that's abuse.
And that's what it was.
It didn't used to be abuse. It was just accepted that a man could hit you and knock you all around and nobody ever said a word.
And I have seen women knock the hell out of men.
Yeah.
And I look at him like this. That was one time I really wanted him to hit her because the way she did him, but it's not good to hit anybody, period.
But what's funny about that, if a woman hit a man and she really hit him or scarred him up, if he go tell one of his male friends, what is he? They gonna call him all kind of punks and ain't worth this and all that because he didn't hit the woman back or something. Now he's a punk.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way for anybody who's been called that before. But yeah, we have so many double standards.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a double standard. If it's okay for me to go out, then it's okay for you to go out.
Yeah.
And neither one of us should have to come back with consequences.
Right.
All of that is just games we play.
That's all we do.
And you could live with somebody all your life and not play those games.
Yeah.
No matter how you feel. You don't let those things become a part of you because they're a part of somebody else. So you have to get that kind of strength and you have to know how you want to behave. Don't worry about how they want to behave.
Right.
Once you know you can control you. And that's what this is about.
It is control.
You taking control. Now, the fourth thing is respect. All of us didn't know how to spell it until Aretha started spelling it.
And still don't know how to spell it.
And now I'm not sure they even get it. So the people who couldn't spell it RESPECT start spelling it REKP something or other. They refuse to even give the word respect. So there you go. Can't even respect yourself. How you spell that?
Right. What?
URSELL. Okay, well, yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So if you don't know what respect is, how you gonna give it to yourself or anybody else? So if you want to walk around and you don't think it's disrespectful for us to have to see your enormous behind in a bikini, you don't think that's disrespectful to anybody because that's what you want to do.
Mm.
And actually, I'll go with you. If that's what you feel like doing, that's what you should do. But at the same time, know that when somebody screams out the window at you, call you a name because you're wearing it, you should still feel good about yourself. I don't care what you said. And go home and cry.
Yeah.
Sit in the corner and then
rock yourself.
Go into depression. If you don't like it, don't do it.
There you go.
Only you can control those things.
That's it.
And Smokey said it best.
What is that?
Only you can prevent bad criticism.
Yeah.
Well, Smokey didn't say that, but what does he know? He's not a talking bear, so I can put any words I want in his mouth.
Yeah, you grown.
But that is the second half of what I want. And we're going to be talking about all these things more in other segments because, as they say with children, you got to tell them 70 times before they get it.
Yeah.
And then those 70 times could be spread out over 50 years because they still don't get it. And a lot of times you say to yourself, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I heard a comedian say on TikTok the other day, said he's a Korean guy, he said his mom used to ask him, so do you find things with your mouth or your eyes? He said, with my eyes. She said, yeah, but I always hearing you asking me, where are my socks? With your eyes closed. So you need to know just what it is you're doing and stop making us guess, don't you think?
Yeah.
If you got a man in your life and that guy's providing all of the kind of stuff that you like, not using him is what you're trying to do. Because I know that Raza has, $5 million. Now I want all of this other stuff.
And you just come up stuff out of your head. Oh, I think I need that new Lamborghini.
Yeah. And then he's looking at you like, what, are you crazy?
You always rode with Subaru.
You know. What, you gonna give up your bike now?
Right.
So
you got electric on this time. I got it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The woman who was in the video saying something about her boyfriend or a guy who had, by whom she had a child. I just want you to go by there and get him something from McDonald's. Yeah. What?
And all the rest.
And he said, I ain't buying a McDonald's for you and your other 3 kids.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Well, everybody got on there and they were so mad about that.
Yeah.
But I digress. In a way, those kind of things are things you need to do to communicate. It is all stuff you need to know before you start giving up everything in the world for that person.
That's right.
And a lot of guys start being needy and that's my girl. Well, it's not your girl. That woman was born to 2 other individuals, not you. You don't own anybody. And what you do own, you don't take care of it. Look at that mess you made on your car. Well, you know.
Yeah, it's true though.
It is.
But you know what I like about it, what you was talking about? And all these things you can do to yourself before you even go interview somebody else. Mm-hmm. Take a part of this list that Miss Janice gave you and think about that you need to interview yourself and look in that mirror. Communicate with yourself. Set boundaries within you and respect yourself. Number one thing. Do all that and I bet you your life will be changed.
It'll be changed a whole lot because people start to see themselves as a different person.
Exactly.
Where you wearing guilt. And guilt is really a deal breaker. I mean, if you just burdened down with so much guilt, I feel bad about that. Oh my God, somebody stepped their toe. I should have moved my foot. Well, you should have walked around my foot. That's what I see. Right.
My foot wasn't bothering you.
The guy said to me, Janice, you always coming in here smiling all the time. Why you always smiling? I said, well, I think a better question is, why aren't you? Well, he never asked me that anymore.
I bet he didn't.
But don't be trying to change me. I smile, you don't. Hey, your problem, not mine.
Because I see the world bright and you want to be in that glum world. Go right here.
You do your thing. Just leave your thing over there in whatever container you have it in. Not in my presence.
Yeah.
But that's how you have to get some sort of equality in your relationship.
Yeah, it's just amazing though. Like you're just saying that somebody was that pissed off because you bringing a whole joy around you, and they try to tear you down, but you didn't because you said what? Boundaries.
Absolutely. I don't be trying to put your little insecurities off on me, dude. That doesn't work. You the guy sitting in the car with your hand in places you shouldn't be.
You know what?
Don't bother me. Now I'm getting crazy. But anyway, the equality that you set is not going to be determined right here in this episode.
Right.
You're going to have to work on this. And in some cases, it takes a while.
It does.
The things that we as women allow men to do, things like this, and you may have heard this phrase before. When you tell a guy, you can go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Go ahead and, if that's what you want to do, go ahead.
Yeah.
Did you just give him carte blanche?
Yep.
And then when he does it, what do you say? I can't believe you're treating me like this. Well, you just told me I could do anything I want to do.
Yep.
And what I want to do is neglect, ignore, and abuse you.
I'm one of those that did.
You didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Give somebody permission.
I gave them permission to go ahead and do that to me. I don't care if he come home. And a wise woman asked me, you really are okay with letting somebody treat you this way? I was that stupid because I was numb to it, but I wasn't. Then I started loving myself and caring about what I was feeling and dealt with myself so that I would no longer be that person ever again.
But the thing about it is we have to learn. And whenever you learn it before you die is perfect timing.
And it is perfect timing.
It's better if you learn it earlier, but if you don't, at least you got it.
And I'm happy to say over the last 6 years I have.
Well, all right now, girl. A married guy told me, actually, he wasn't talking directly to me. He was in a place where some other people were there. And they were talking about, man, my wife said, I got to be home by 5 o'clock. He said, man, I'll tell you one thing. My wife lets me do anything I want. And I said, you're telling people that?
Right.
I wouldn't tell anybody my wife lets me do anything I want. Because your wife could care less whether you live or die.
You know.
If she told you that, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
No, you. What is? Oh,
you know.
I would be so embarrassed to tell that to somebody.
Well, you shows that's where ignorance grows out of your pores. You tell somebody stupid like that, and the men looked at him and said, "Man, you just lying anyway." And they know that's not true. But the thing is, you just have to know that when you have somebody else in your room, and it doesn't have to be the same gender, opposite gender, whatever,
right?
Preferred gender, whatever. You need to respect that person. They need to respect you on equal grounds.
Yes.
Not that it's okay for you to paint my face blue and I can't paint yours that way. No.
That's right.
Don't give me stuff that you consider a burden for yourself. Don't do that. And men, where you have children and you don't want to support them, and the woman says, hey, that's okay. I don't need you anyway. That's another subject that I really shouldn't have gone into because that's a very sore spot with me. These are your children. How is it that you get to be scot-free?
Yeah.
But a lot of women don't feel like they need to do that. They don't need to make him responsible for it. So just like he could come and break your leg and now you can't go to work. So you're like, tough cookies, honey. See you later.
I'm gone.
He's not gonna help you. Not even bring you a crutch. And if he's like that, you need to know that. And a woman may not want the roses that you bring her all the time, but she thinks it's such a nice gesture that you did. And one day you surprise him and show up on his job with some daisies. Do something different. Balance it out a little bit.
Don't always have your hand out.
Right. If I drew a bath for you, then you start the shower for me. That's just the way it should be.
How about wash my back too while you had it?
Oh, gosh, don't say that. That's really a thing that men need to learn how to do.
Wash back?
Yeah, or rub your back.
I know. Ain't no like a good old
be
bath.
lousy at rubbing somebody's back?
It's,
God.
How about no man? I digress.
Yeah, when you start talking about that, it'll take you there. We know that. But you know, the thing is, you need to know how to make other people feel good about stuff.
Right.
Like I used to go out with guys, and we were going to the movie. I had a guy I used to just go hang out with, do things. Mm-hmm. And when we go to the movie this week, he paid the admission. Mm-hmm. I bought the popcorn.
All right.
Or vice versa. And if we were going long distances, I bought the gas there. He bought the gas back.
I like that.
They did
I like
too.
that. And yeah, for real, especially today would be great.
I've never met anybody who would do that. I said, well, you need to meet somebody. Next person you meet, and don't look at me because I'm not. But the next person you meet, you need to have that as a thing that you require.
Yeah. Men
don't tell us, well, I really do wish you would rub my back, unless there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
But sometimes having that back rub for a guy, the next week when you want that little fur jacket you got it.
Especially when you put some oil on your hand and make sure it's good.
Just know that the men, the same things that you like as a woman, men may not exactly like the little silks and the little silk purse.
Right.
But you can find something he does like.
That's right.
Make him want you a little bit more.
And you know what? I realize that sometimes it's not even an expensive thing.
No.
There's a thought behind it.
So that's how people get things mixed up, because I used to tell Ray, I said, well, you know, you could just be in 7-Eleven and they have those roses there. You could just bring me one of those sometime. Mm-hmm. He would rather go buy me a whole outfit.
Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
And I wasn't mad at it.
I know.
I buy my own daggone roses. But that's what it is. You need to strive for. You always talk about equality and racial equality, and you want to be this way to that person. Look for some equality with whoever it is you want to spend private time with. Yeah. Know that if you like to be pampered, so does he.
That's right.
Don't treat the man like he's garbage. Even though, you know, some women like guys that are like garbage, and don't ask me what that is. But it's like I told a guy who we were trying to help because he was homeless. I said, honey, what you have to understand is this. I don't care that you eat out of the trash can. And I don't care that you sleep on a cold, damp basement floor. If that's what you want for your life, superb. But don't come up here giving me thousands of excuses why you haven't done any better. Maybe that's all you want to do. Yeah. Just be honest with you.
That's the best thing you can do, is be honest with yourself.
And when you do, you're going to live a life that's much more pleasing to you. And you can smile more often, and you won't be on TikTok and Facebook crying the blues and taking pictures of your food so everybody can see what you're eating. I don't know. I understand that. But anyhow.
It is true.
You can be a different kind of person because you won't be doing those things anymore. You'll actually be what people refer to as happy.
Yes. It works.
That's a state of mind.
Yes, it is.
So while you're looking for equality, the person that you're with, you need to treat them with that respect. And they need to treat you with an equal amount. Don't be looking at it like, oh my God, I'm a man, so I should be able to lift up the building. Well, if you can't, you're going to be under it. And when you're under it, she won't care.
Nope. You're walking away.
See, that's all right. I'll just go find me another guy who knows that he can't pick up a friggin' 5-story building. And be happy with that. Okay?
Yes.
So when we come before you again, we're going to be talking about some more of this stuff. In the meantime, I want somebody to call us. Get on our website, write us. Send us a text message. Do what you have to do. But get in touch with those feelings. You got to take control right now. Because I wrote a poem that says, what time is tomorrow? Nobody can answer that.
No.
Because at 12 o'clock, it's neither AM or PM. And tomorrow comes only when that hand goes to the 1.
Mm-hmm.
But then tomorrow becomes the day.
Wow. You know you deep.
As ocean, honey. But anyway, thanks so much. We appreciate your time and we appreciate your attendance. We want you to be there with us at all times. And don't forget to go to our website and communicate with us. We're going to have some fun stuff coming up at the first of the year where you can win some prizes maybe. So you have to stay tuned. Otherwise, you won't know when it's going to happen. So stay tuned and be good to yourself. And while you're at it, selfish little worm, go ahead and be nice to somebody else. Okay?
Doesn't hurt to be nice.
And I'm going to say this before you get mad. Bye.